Today at the Wild Dog Arcade, we're going to be feeding our Godzilla some noodles. Alright, this is what you get in the Stumblor Pinball Noodle Bar box. It's basically the noodle bar itself, two pieces of wiring. One is what he calls the GI Sense, one's the power wire. You get a couple of pieces of cloth and clamps for lifting up at the back of the playfield. In here I have an optional power splitter, so that way I can run this and other mods in the machine. You get a couple of different colored panels for the sign, so depending on what color choice you want, you've got some options and some zip ties. It's a pretty easy install, so let's get to it. First thing you're going to do is you're going to pull the playfield up into the service position and add some of these little claws and clamps. These are actually included in the kit, so you can prop the back of the playfield up so you can actually work on it and get access to everything. Alright, at the back of the playfield behind the noodle bar, you'll see a connector, so unhook this connector. This will be your first step in removing the original one. Alright, next step is to remove the actual original noodle bar, and you'll do that with 3 screws. There are 2 on the side and 1 right in the front, and I'll go ahead and do that right now. Yeah, the original is just a folded piece of plastic, but it's printed with the logo on it. It's got a little light bar in here that tells you to bash building, light battle, or bridge out. Alright, after you've got the noodle bar out, you want to take out this bulb in here, this flasher, and you want to just put it to the side. Okay, so there is one feature of this modification is you can have what he calls GI Sense, which means the mod will dim with the rest of the game. If you want that to happen, you need to put this jumper on the very top 2 pins that say GI Sense on. But if you want it off, you don't care, you can leave it in the off position. Alright, next step is to grab the cables that are included. There are a couple of connectors you want to pay attention to, the GI Sense and the power, which are the separate one is on this little light bulb, and the other one comes with a really long cable. These two you want to feed through the hole in the back of the playfield box, or the back box here. Alright, next step is to hook the wires up into the noodle bar itself. The small one goes in the upper right corner. Keep in mind this is going to be a really tight connector, so be careful when you're trying to push it in. And then the other one goes into this header right here, and that gets you the noodle bar connection itself. Okay, next step is to put the actual building into the Godzilla. So the first thing you need to do is make sure that you've nested it over this little nut that's here in the front right corner. It'll sit back behind it. Then start all 3 of your screws in the front and on the sides. You want to start them first, that way it gives you some play to get the alignment on everything. And then tighten them all up. Since it is plastic, you probably don't want to over tighten it, so just good and snug to where you feel comfortable that it's not going to vibrate loose. Okay, that's the building itself in place. Now we'll be doing some of the wiring. Alright, grab the connector from the mod and plug it into the original part of the machine. It'll click right in. It's a nice Molex connector, so it'll be in place. Alright, next step will be to take off the little clamps that are holding the playfield up. So you basically just undo them, slide them out, go around to the other side and undo it and lower the playfield. There's this nice little grab handle on stern machines right in the back that lets you hold it up, puts it down, and then it just drops back down in onto the service rails. Alright, so there is one thing you got to do in the cabinet is there is this backing plate here. It's an L bracket. What you want to do is you want to pull it off, and then we're going to flip it over so that the flange is on the back side. That'll give a little bit more room for the noodle bar installation. Alright, as you can see, here's what it looks like when it's inverted. So the lip is on the back side, and you'll notice it's actually a lot lower in the cabinet, but you can still screw it into the same 2 original holes in the bracket. So this gets you a little bit more clearance when you're raising and lowering the playfield for this new mod. Alright, so the next step is going to be to put in a bulb into the GI. This is where he's reading the GI changes, so he can dim the lights and stuff like that. But what you have to do is you have to remove this socket, which is all the way buried inside here. pull it out, take the bulb out, and then grabbing the wire from the mod, kind of worm your way up inside very carefully. There's a tangled mess of wires in here, so it's fun to get in here. All right, so then get the bulb in the socket, feed it back up into the hole, and then reattach your screw, and then that part of the mod is done. So I'm going to do that right now off camera. Okay, so there's one cable left you need to take care of, and that's the long power cable that comes off the mod. Basically just route it down to the cable into this area by the front of the cabinet. This is actually another mod that I have running in here. I have his Noodle bar, or the Tokyo Neon sign, so I added this power distribution block here so I could split and get more power. So basically I'm just going to plug right into the existing splitter here, and that gives me the power to run this particular mod. So this is something you may have to add if you don't have any other mods on your machine. All right, the installation of our Stumblor Noodle bar mod is complete. It's actually not a really difficult install. Basically, you need a screwdriver and a 1/4-inch nut driver, and you can do this mod pretty easily. I guess the biggest trick is the power distribution board that you might have to add if you want to do this modification. That lets you do an expand and do other ones. But it looks really good. It makes this area in the back look really, really cool. All right, that wraps up the install of our Noodle bar by Stumblor Pinball. It's a really easy install. It takes a screwdriver and a 1/4-inch nut driver. You can do this mod yourself if you get one of these for your Godzilla machine. If you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. But if you like live pinball gameplay, please watch us on Twitch. We are twitch.tv/WildDogArcade. We stream normally pinball on Wednesday nights and Sunday nights, so definitely check us out. We're also on all sorts of social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Blue Sky as Wild Dog Arcade. Again, thanks for watching this video and have a great day.